scenario where I would let this woman in the house, right? Like, and so I got this thing. I got like 7 categories, man. We got to run through on each of these characters, right? Like, I got to really evaluate this character. Now, the premise is I know these characters before they get to the door, right? So I know what to expect out of this character, right? I do. And what to expect out of these characters is they're going to be what they are, right? Like, these characters are truly going to be what
Across
they
the
are, right?
lands of the ancient world.
Hang on, I want to get back to my. I want to be able to monitor my
Back
stream.
to my.
Okay, so this is the term. So straight off the bat, I got the Red Witch, right? The Red Witch, this is Melisandre from Game of Thrones, the Red Priestess of the Lord of Light, and like Stannis' right hand, right? Like, for a long time, this was Stannis' advisor for a long time. Maybe ill-advised on Stannis' part to take the advice of her, right? But that's who she is. So my first impression, right? Like, I see this woman dressed in this noble woman in red, and she's kind of calm, she's kind of charming, right? Like, this is Melisandre. She's all that stuff. Like, she's going to present very well. Now, I know in my head, because I know the math on Melisandre, that she's actually like 147 years old underneath all that, right? Like, she's got all the accoutrement on, but she's really like 100. Like, she's not anything hot. This is not some place that you're trying to go with her, right? Like, you're really not, right? Because I know this, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm judging Melisandre on I already know a lot of this stuff about her. So my first impressions, like, she rose up, and I'm like, yeah, you know what? Like, right off the bat, I don't feel like she's starting off in a negative space, kind of a neutral space. Like, she presents nicely. As long as you do that, I guess it's cool. Like, you're always pretty intelligent. So right off the bat, I'm not necessarily afraid of Melisandre. Like, I might be a little cautious, but I'm not necessarily afraid of Melisandre. But again, I don't know why she's here yet, right? So now, if I'm looking at Melisandre, the next thing I have to do is a little bit of risk management, right? Like, what's up with Melisandre? Like, let's look at some of her powers, because she has some really frightening levels of magic, man. Like, Melisandre's no joke, man. Like, she really is. Like, prophetic visions and fire, right? Shadow magic. We saw her make a straight up shadow assassin, like, out of nothing, man. She's got glamours and illusions. That particularly scares me. She's not resistant to age, but she was like covering up her aging. She has resurrection rituals, man. We've seen her bring people back from the dead. That's what Melisandre is. She can do curses and blood magic. So I gotta weigh all this out when I see Melisandre sitting on my doorstep. Like, do I allow Melisandre to come in? Not be like fearful, not because she's not a warrior, right? But she's something way more dangerous. Like, she is way more dangerous in her power. So, like, I'm at alert. Like, her powers at a high level, man. Like, this is who she is. Like, she's very, very powerful woman, right? So I'm gauging that. So next I'll move to, like, what's her character? Like, it's kind of complicated, man. Like, Melisandre on the surface is, like, really cruel. And she's done some, like, just low down shit, man. Like, Melisandre has done some completely off the hook stuff. I never, like, forgive her for killing little Shalene. Like, I'll never forgive her for burning Shalene alive. She absolutely did not deserve that. No one would deserve that, right? So we get that, right? But, and there's not really a but to it, and she believes that what she's doing is to save the world. She can be compassionate, she can be loyal, but she can justify anything that she considers serving the Lord of Light, right? That's what she's an extremist, right? So, like, her character is questionable, right? Like, I can't really say, yeah, I would be more like, I would have to really understand how whatever she's telling me lines up with she's serving the Lord of Light. Like, as long as I could see how you're ultimately serving the Lord of Light and it still works for me, I could deal with her. But other than that, like, I have to be very, very cautious about Melisandre, because her dedication to the Lord of Light, man, man, he gets some of the hardcorest believers of all time, right? Like, them Lord of the Lighters, Church of the Light, I don't know what they're called, but Derek Dondarrion, like, he's also in there. They're all in that same, they're all in that same communal church, right? She's an extension of it, right? And he has some pretty cool powers too. but like their character, I mean, they may be a high character, but their loyalty is only to the Lord of Light. So I can't expect them to have any kind of loyalty to me. Like, as long as what I'm doing fits with the Lord of Light's plans, then that would reasonably give me like a leg to stand on. But without that, man, I right off the bat just can't. She's a tough sell right there. So then I have to worry about like what's her motivation, right? Like, this is where like understanding who she is really matters. Because I have to say, like, I know Melisandre isn't here for wealth, right? She's not here for political power. She doesn't care about that. Oh, my dog just walked in. What's going on? What's going on? Oh, why are you slipping? I had 2 dogs. So she doesn't want your house. She doesn't want your car. She literally thinks that she's saving the world. Like, that's what she wants to do. She's saving the world through like doing what the Lord of Light tells him to do, right? Like, that's 100% who she is. So I get that. I get that. The problem is that you living might be in the way of her saving the world. Like, if you're in the way of her saving the world, like, oh well. So that's always the issue. Like, understanding her motivation. Like, she may have noble objectives, but she has very questionable methods, and that's a part of who she is. So when she shows up, I gotta understand this is who I'm dealing with, Melisandre. Like, this is who I'm dealing with, man. She's kind of willing to do anything, man. She's down for whatever, which means she's down for whatever, man. Like, she's willing to do anything to like get the mission done, man. And for her, the mission is, hey, look, I'm repping the Lord of Light, right? This is 100% what I'm doing here. I'm repping the Lord of the Light. I don't really care about anything else, right? So this is how she moves. So as long as what I'm doing lines up with her, like, I gotta calculate this when she comes to the door, okay? Now, the best case scenario here. What's the best case scenario that Melisandre winds up on my doorstep? Well, I might gain some foresight, right? Like, she tends to know stuff. So it's very feasible that Melisandre could come give me some accurate warnings about the future, right? She'd give me some type of magical protection. This is actually true, right? She could give me knowledge as an advisor, which could be very useful. Maybe not decision making. She could genuinely try to fight evil. Like, she could be that person for me. She's right about her visions. Then what she's doing could save your life, right? Save you. Like, this is it, or potentially save the world. Like, this is what Melisandre represents. Like, listening to her might be the right thing to do, right? We don't know that it's not the right thing to do. So when you're talking about Melisandre, there's a lot in this gumbo about like who she is, how she moves. Maybe she's right, maybe she's just crazy, right? And that's the problem, that we don't know. The worst case scenario is that now you're on an open fire and you're getting burnt up. Because whatever she has to do, if she deems that you have to die, or somebody at your house has to die to fulfill the prophecy, like, she's pushing hard for it, right? And that's the thing, she'll do it and feel like she's the most righteous person there, right? She's the one who will support, burning little children. We saw her do it, man. Like, we saw her do it, right? We saw her do it. So this is kind of who she is. Like, the worst case scenario, if Melisandre is involved, the best case scenarios are pretty good. She saves your life. The worst case scenarios are you're going to end up dead, and it's probably going to be really bad. Like, you're going to die in a screaming fashion right? And this is at a high risk. Melisandre is a very high risk for this is going to end up bad for me, right? That's how I would look at it. That's exactly how I would address any situation with Melisandre. Immediately be like, yeah, this is probably not going to end up with, well for me. So overall, if I have to give her a verdict, like, I get that she's not evil. I like you're kind of difficult to deal with as it is, but you're crazy. Like, you might be crazy, and you're definitely like a zealot, right? Like, you're definitely like, I got to do what I got to do for the faith, and that's what drives you. And it might be sometimes driving you in the wrong direction, right? So that's what I got to say about Melisandre. Like, maybe I let her. Like, at the end of the day, do I let her in? Like, man, I really try to put, like, I'm not afraid for my life in that particular moment. So yeah, I can see myself letting her in. Like, she's very charming and all that, right? So that 100% I can see that happen. I can see me letting her in. I probably do. I don't know if I'll listen to her much after that, but I'm not worrying about, like, her just striking out and being crazy and killing me in that moment. Ah, The Witcher, man. Yeah, The Witcher, The Witcher, The Witcher. Yeah. Okay, okay. I really like this character here, man. I really like this character. I really like this character, and it's time to do this analysis on The Witcher, right? Like Geralt, right? Let's talk about The Witcher. This is my dude right here, and he's kind of a strange dude, but like, is he trustworthy? Like Geralt of Rivia, right? That this is the dude here, right? And first impression, like, man, I'm not really that comfortable with it. I'm gonna be really honest. Like, he doesn't look like my kind of hero. Like, my kind of heroes are typically gonna be a lot more clean cut, right? Like, he's all scarred up. You got yellow eye. Like, you look dangerous. Like, you got two swords. You look like you've seen every kind of bad thing that could ever happen in the entire world, and you have. Right? You carrying weapons. You look intimidating. You're big. You don't smile. Like, yeah, like I would look at The Witcher. I would look at Geralt and Geralt, and I would be like, yeah, I'm a little nervous about this, right? Like, I would be a little bit nervous about this, right? Like, that's real. Because he's got a real intimidation factor about him that's just undeniable. Like, that's how he moves. And he knows it, right? He totally gets that. He totally gets that. That's how he moves. But so when you come on the scene, I'm definitely like, uh-oh. I mean, I gotta be on guard. I'm at least paying a lot more attention now if you show up, right? And this is why. Like, this is big stuff, right? You are a bounty hunting assassin, right? And I don't know who hired you. I don't know when you get there. I don't know who you're there for, right? Like, we have no idea. So everyone's got to be like, uh-oh, he could be here for me, right? Because you never know. And this is true. And as a risk level, this is a high risk level, man, because this is like a super elite killer. So you can't just be guessing about what his intentions are. He's superhuman in everything. Reflexes, he's got enhanced strength, he's got accelerated healing powers, he's got monster hunting experience, he be having used alchemy and potions, he got combat mastery on a whole just ridiculous level. He's got basic magic in his toolkit. Like, he's got everything, man. He's got like these telepathic blasts he can shoot out. He has magical fire, protective shields, right? Mind influence. He has all these implements in his basket, right? Like, this guy has been trained at the highest level. Like, the training of to get to where he is, his level of efficiency is mind-boggling. This guy can literally take on anything. So if he shows up at the door, like, yeah, it's if he's there and he's cool with you, then yeah, you're good. If he's there and he's angry with you, you got a problem. But here's the thing, like, yeah, so his power level is enough that I gotta pay attention, right? I really, really, really have to pay attention because, like, he's such a devastating force. Like, as just a single man, as a single person, man, this dude's a devastating force right here. He can get down. He's bad enough. He takes out monsters. If you can take out monsters, you can take out me, right? This is how I have to look at it. If you can take out monsters, like, I'm dealing with you, so you got to be careful. You got to really be looking at him through that lens, right? Like, you're intimidating for a reason, okay? Now, this is where I get interesting. Like, when we get back to judging his character, if you wait until he opens his mouth, like, then you're like, oh, you're not actually a dick. Like, you're actually a cool ass dude. Like, he actually is very, very compassionate. Like, he doesn't typically just go around mashing on people. Even when he's killing a monster, he avoids killing monsters. I mean, not that often. Like, you're not often, avoiding killing monsters, but it seems like a lot of times you have regret, right? You rescue children, like, you protect strangers. Like, you're a high character dude. Like, I actually have to say that. Like, if I meet him, and I think once you talk to him and you're like, look, what's going on? He's willing to talk and be reasonable. He's not off the hook like that. So that's the thing. So as long as you're being righteous, and if I consider myself a righteous dude, if it comes down to, like, judging him by his character and he's at the door, like, this is kind of nudging him in there, man. I kind of believe, like, okay, we see him out there, man. I like, okay, you're constantly risking your life for other people. Like, your biggest flaw, you're not cruel. You're not known for cruelty. You're known for extending yourself too much. I know because of Yennefer that you can fall deeply in life. Like, so you have some very human moments about you. Like, you're kind of gruff and rough looking, but you have a strong moral code, like, reasonably within what, so So character wise, this is all plus for him. Like I can really stand behind like rolling with this dude because I think like overall, despite because they be lying about the Witcher all the time, man. They're always like saying what these guys do, and it's always a bunch of lies, man. They talk about them like the X-Men, right? So then I'm like, what's next? Like the next thing I'm gonna check is like, what's your motivation? Why are you here? Well, he's usually on some motive, like some mission of protection, right? He doesn't really get caught up in a lot of nonsensical drama, right? So he avoids all that. He gets in on some wacky mission, but overall, like he's not trying to conquer the kingdom. He's not trying to rule the world. He's not after power. He's just trying to spend his time like loving on the people that he loves, right? That's actually, Yennefer of whatever Yennefer's from, right? So that's him. He typically wants to go wherever he is. He wants to get the job done and then just be left alone, right? Like that's really where he is. He doesn't need a lot. He doesn't need a lot of attention. He needs you to pay the bill and then leave me alone and find something else righteous for me to do, right? So he's a very practical dude. He's kind of very predictable in his behaviors, right? He's not out there, right? So looking at him, if he's at my door, right, what's the best case scenario? What's the best thing that could happen here, right? Like, okay, I could imagine everything that he's chasing being right there now, because it's a reason that you're here. Like, if you're here, then where I'm at is bad. Like, now we gotta worry about like vampire attacks and werewolves and all the stuff that you attract. That obviously you're here. You didn't attract it, but you're here because it's here. So now I got to deal with that. But he's the number one. So like the plus side of this is like, okay, I got this incredible force and he's on my side, right? This is one of my homies. So that's kind of where I am with that. Like, the best case scenario, okay, he's here, he's on a mission, he's usually protective. Most of the time you're gonna make out of it, right? Like he's protective enough and good enough that he usually doesn't leave people caught out. So that's typically him. Now, the worst case scenario isn't, him. It's whatever he's dealing with in that area. Sometimes these monsters do be following him. So he isn't always clean. So he's one of those guys, like, man, if you get too close to him, it is a possibility you catch a stray, man. Like, that's kind of the nature of being what he is, right? Like, because you're always caught up in stuff. You're like a sorceress who's mad about something you did, some political assassins. Like, there's always this stuff. Like, so that threat's always moderate. But overall, like I said, man, this is a dude I feel comfortable dealing with. If you showed up at the crib, you were at the door, knocking on the door, I would be like, yeah, I'd let him in, man. I wouldn't have a problem. Like, I'd be like, yeah, come on in, Witcher. Like, we could be cool. I'll maybe even buy you a beer or something like that. But yeah, I wouldn't necessarily be nervous about the Witcher showing up at the house, man. I would feel like the Witcher would be like one of the ideal kind of dudes. Like, given the circumstance, I would think there's a whole lot of dudes that'll be worse than having the Witcher show up at your house, right? So I'm pro Witcher showing up at the house. I kind of respect you, and I think you know how to move, and I definitely like your work. Now, who's next? Who's the next could it possibly be? Oh, man. Tituba. Like, are you familiar with Tituba? Are you familiar with Tituba? Let's have a much deeper conversation about Tituba. Like, who she is and, like, assessing her in this exact situation. And this is one of my favorite characters. This is one of my favorite characters from mythology, right? No, okay. Yeah, Tituba. Okay. So, here's the thing. Like, obviously, this is the Tituba from the series Salem, right? Like, you saw the series with Mary Sibley, right? And like that whole thing, right? Which is a little kind of, it's kind of soap opera-y, but it was still pretty good, right? So this Tituba comes to the door, right? So the scenario is that this Tituba comes to the door, like, and she tells me all this stuff. She's enslaved, right? First of all, like right off the bat, y'all, you guys know I'm probably letting her in. Like, it is what it is. I accept whatever risk comes along with this, right? Like, there's probably gonna be a risk. It is what it is, right? Like, come on, man. It doesn't happen all the time. So like, then once she's in, then she starts telling us about all the stuff. And I'm like, damn, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough already because you sound like you're crazy to me. But I'm willing to work with it, right? Like that's ultimately what's gonna have to happen here, right? I'm gonna have to be able to work through her craziness to get to the truth, right? So here's the thing, like knowing what I know about Tituba, I do understand that you're masterful at manipulation. You're absolutely next level at manipulation. I'm not saying that you're here manipulating me right now. I'm just saying I have to be very, very, very afraid of it, right? I have to be very aware of what power she has, right? And like power wise, like this was a very powerful witch. Like this is where it was in spirit traditions. Like in spirit traditions, this is a very powerful witch. Like she could move. Like we saw her as a spellcaster, summoning enchantments, all that stuff. Like all this stuff, I have to be accounting for. Like she is next level dangerous because of how she moves. It's not even what she does right in front of you. It's probably what she does when you're not there. That's even more significant. Like, so she's someone like you typically kind of want to stay off of her radar because she will use you up, man. Like at least per the show, she will use you up, right? She's totally capable of that. So like that's something you have to be concerned with. That if you're not savvy yourself, right? And this leads right into talking about her character, right? And from what we know about reading her, like she sounds like a good person that gets put in some bad situation and she has to deal with it. But like because of what it is, man, it's brutality, man. She is not one that you can trifle with in any kind of way. Like again, you're living at a time where you're a black woman as a slave who's accused of being a witch, and it seems like you were a witch, right? That was the whole thing. So she got put through it. She was forced to do some confessions, and like her life was at risk, right? So she adapted her story to the situation she found herself in, right? Powerful people. So she was moving in the circles like at that time, Salem witch trials, like you can imagine what it was like. Imagine what it was like, right? So character wise, she's done some questionable things that I understand. Now, what would be her motivation? Like whatever reason she's at my doorstep, it ain't good for me, right? I mean, I can't I can't ever believe that she wouldn't be running game on me just like anybody else. Like she's probably smarter than I am. And if she shows up at the spot, like I have to be mindful that yeah, it's a dangerous situation, man. I probably still do it, but I have to really be fully embracing the fact that yeah, this is what I'm doing. And hey, it is what it is, right? It is what it is. Like the best case scenario is that I'm able to help her out. Like it's a positive for me and it all works out. The worst case scenario is that she puts a frog in her throat and now she got control of me. Like that's what it is. Like the stakes are definitely high. The stakes are definitely high. So I say with her, overall, do I trust her? No. Would I let her in? Yes, I would. Would I probably regret it? 100%. So that's kind of Tituba right there in a nutshell. And let me know your thoughts, obviously in the comment sections. Which of these figures would you trust coming into your own home?